We'll start the video like now. So this is going to be an in-depth guide slash walkthrough on how to do the alpha bunker. So we're going to start with coming in and the first floor that we're going to get to. So the first thing you're going to need, we got to make sure that when we go down in there, we need food and water. And we're going to take a lot of weapons. A very good weapon to use if you're just starting out is going to be like a crowbar. And you do want to make sure that you have some kind of like health regen as well as your food items. So we're taking plenty of crowbars. Very easy to farm if you're a new player. I'm also going to take a saw blade mace so I can show you guys some advanced tactics. And then I'm taking a very basic set of armor. I think this is considered level 2 armor. So yeah, very basic, easy stuff to get if you're a new player. So let's start getting down into the bunker. So when you get up here, you're going to need a bunker code that changes every time. The bunker code for today looks like we have 53942. Let's see if this works. Okay, cool. So then it's going to open up this area here and we can go down. Heavenly Anger, I hope to teach English on this stream. Lived in Ukraine. Oh, cool. Alright, so we come in this door here. And there's going to be a guy, let's turn our sneak on. So there's going to be a guy just hanging out over here. I actually don't want to use our saw blade mace for this, but we can get a sneak attack off on this guy. Alright, so we take him out. So what we're going to find as we're killing all these guys, they're going to drop ration coupons. So sometimes they're going to be green. Sometimes they're going to be yellow, and if we're really lucky, they're going to be red. And we use those coupons to cash in different crates. So, let's fight this guy. We want this guy dead because this is going to open up the shower for us in case we start to stink. Then we can come in here and shower. Alright, I'm going to activate my heal so I can regain that health. And then same thing with these guys. These fast biters over here. So after we're finished here, we will look into what you can get from these coupon boxes. Alright, so one thing that we'll do here, I'm going to use the saw blade mace. Because what we can do with this, if we sneak attack this guy from the bottom of him, we can hit him, it'll kill him. And then this guy has not aggroed, so he doesn't know we're here, so then we can come up and then just start attacking this guy as well. So these guys, I call these guys the big swingers. It's anything that hits hard and has a wider swing radius than what a normal weapon might. So I can swing from further away with the saw blade mace than I can with the crowbar, for example. Alright, so let's take these guys. We can leave this guy in here if we want. He won't hurt us unless we choose to come in here and fight him. And then we can see what's in here. Alright, so sometimes we get good stuff like a wrench. Sometimes, so from this I've gotten, so this storage is random, I've gotten all three coupons from there. Alright, so we're going to start by going up to the second floor. Holy crowbars. Yes, I do have a lot of crowbars. Hey, hi, where can I find the bike magazine? I just got a bike magazine from... Where did I get my bike magazine from? Oh, the junkyard. But you can also maybe get it from the farm? Yeah, only junkyard? Okay. I've only ever gotten 2. Oh yeah, specimen agent. Yeah, there you go. Alright, so we're going to come in here. So as soon as we open this door here, we're going to get attacked by a swarm of roaming zombies. This is the only place in alpha bunker where you're going to have roaming zombies. So we'll open it up, and we're just going to start swinging away. So this is going to eat up on a lot of durability, and you're going to take a lot of damage. Just remember to use your heals here. And then it's easy peasy. Alright. So next we're going to get a sneak attack off on this bloater. I'm actually going to heal up a little bit first. I'm going to eat some of my jerky. You do want to make sure that you bring plenty of heals. So I'm going to get a sneak attack off. And then just finish him with my crowbar. Alright. Next thing, we're going to take that guy out. Alright. So this next room that we're going to go into will be this first room here on the south. Same thing, we're going to sneak in here. And then we'll do like a little baby wall trick here with this fast biter. If you don't know how to wall trick, we will be talking more about that. Actually, let's talk about it right now. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to come through this door. I'm going to aggro these two guys. So they're going to run up to come and get me until I open that door. Because I want these guys to be standing right about there where they are right now. So now we're going to do a pro gamer move. We're going to do what's called a wall trick. So if you don't know how to wall trick, pay attention. So right now, these guys are swinging at different, like they're not swinging at the same time. So what I'm going to do when I wall trick, because right now they're punching the wall, so they're not hitting me, but I can't hit them either. So I want to pop out when they're not swinging and hit them and then duck back in. So to do that, I'm going to back up a little bit. So now they're swinging at the same time. I backed up from the wall and then came back. It confused them a little bit, so now they're swinging the wall at the same time. So when they swing, I can pop out and hit them through the door. So this is going to take a lot of practice to master. But once you get it down, this is going to save you on anything that regains health. So I'm going to need a lot less bandages, first aid kits, and it's going to be a lot nicer on the durability of my armor. Alright, so I'm going to get this guy a little closer, so I'm going to back up and come back to the wall. So now he's closer to the door, so it's easier for me to hit him. So pay attention too, because not all walls are created equal. There are some walls where you can be not even remotely through the door, and you can get them, like exactly how this is right here. Like he's not to the door, I'm not to the door, but I can still smack this guy. Just like that. Alright, so now that I have this area cleared here, I'm going to get my next crowbar ready, because as you can see, this durability is going down pretty quick. So as soon as I open this door, these guys are going to start charging at me, because they're going to be really mad. So I'm going to bring them down here. So we're going to wall trick these guys right here. Wait for them to get lined up. Alright, cool. So they're already swinging at about the same speed. I just want to get them closer to the door. So I back up, then come back. I back up, back to the wall. And that's a good place. This is where I want them to be. So I'm down, down, swing, up, down, swing, up. They hit, down, swing, up. So it also helps if you're paying attention to the sound, so you can get a feel of like the cadence of how often they're swinging, so you know how much time you have to pop out and hit them and then come back to the wall. So this guy actually might move a little closer to the wall, or to the door. We'll see. And so you can do, you can wall trick with almost any weapon. You want to probably use weapons with a higher speed, like a I would say like a 1.3 or higher. You can do it with something like a bat or something like that, if you really want to. But because they swing slower, you can, it's a little bit harder to get the timing the way you want it to be. All right. Let's eat another jerky. Let's actually eat one more jerky. So this next room, you can do kind of a trick. So we're going to come in this room here. I'm going to bust out my big boy swinger here. We're going to creep along this wall so we can come up in between this fast biter and the frenzied giant. So you can do one of two things here, depending on the weapon that you have. So if you have a saw blade mace, you can hit a frenzied giant and then run away before he hits you. So that's what I'm going to try to do because I'm going to get the most out of my swing. If you have anything else, basically you can one-shot a fast biter and then run out, because as soon as you hit somebody, you're going to aggro the whole room. So I'm going to try to do one of these. All right. Alright, so let's finish this guy off and then run away. We're going to run away down here to this wall, and we're going to wall trick this frenzied giant. So frenzied giants are going to have about the same speed as far as swinging goes as the floater bloaters and the toxic abominations. The difference is, so look where this guy's standing versus where these guys died. So frenzied giants swing from way further away. They have a much wider swing radius. So you want to be very, very careful of that. All right. So I'm going to back up. I want to get this guy closer to the wall. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. All right. So this is good. This is about where I want this guy to be. So he swings. I come out. And there we go. So just to be safe, just in case he does hit me one time, I do want to make sure that I have full health. Because you can get one shot if you have, I think with this armor, he'll do about 108 damage if I remember correctly. So you won't be left with a whole lot. But we're going to do our best to not get hit. We're just going to pop out and hit him. Just like this. 102 damage, thank you very much. Alright. So frenzied giants, if you're lucky, you're going to get a red coupon from them almost every time. If you're unlucky like me, well, you're going to not have a good time. You can kill the far right fast spider without aggro the others. Oh, I didn't know that. So see, even I'm learning on this. Alright, why don't we come up here? We're going to do the same thing with these guys. We're just going to run up, aggro them both, and bring them to the wall. Now this wall is particularly tricky, because about this whole area here, you can swing through, and they can hit you through. You'll see what I mean? Just like that. See? I'm definitely... Ah, dang. And these guys aren't wanting to swing at the same cadence, even when I get them. There we go. So this is so it's good to practice wall tricking on, you know, the floater bloaters and things like that. If you're new to wall tricking, you kind of want to figure out how to do it. Basically, you just want to stay up against the wall as close as you can, and they're going to think that they can punch you through that wall, but they will not be able to. So they're punching the wall, and you're punching them. Alright. Next up, so this is if you have a saw blade mace. So again, only if you have a saw blade mace would I recommend trying to hit a frenzied giant before or trying to do a sneak attack on a frenzied giant. So I bust out my saw blade mace. I'm gonna try to get as far away from this guy as possible. So one trick that I do, and I talked about this on a previous stream, but is alright. So I got this guy targeted. I'm gonna press my attack button until I get up and start to swing, and then back up just a little bit. Because I can take like a half a step back and then get a swing off. And if it doesn't work, then I just reset it up. See, I don't want to take any steps forward, but I want to back up as soon as he starts to swing, or as soon as the swing comes through. So this is all about timing here. Alright, so there we go. So we got it. So that is one thing that you can do if and only if you have a saw blade mace. Don't try it with the hammer, the big what are the big hammer boys called? Somebody in the chat want to help me out? What am I trying to say? What am I trying to say here? The sledgehammer, yeah, that guy. Thank you, Nerlon. Alright, Frenzy Giant down. Look at that, we're getting lucky today. Alright. Hey, what's up, Jeremy? Alright, next advanced tactic. What we're going to do. So there are 2 fast biters in this room. Skull Crusher, that's what it is. Thank you, Mood. I was like, it does look like a sledgehammer, so we'll go with that. But yes, Skull Crusher. Mood, you got it. Alright, so we're going to open this door and then immediately crouch. So this is also going to take something that takes a lot of practice. So when I hit my action button, I'm going to run up to this door and start to open it. So I want to be a little bit further back so I have extra time to hit my crouch button. So I'll show you what it looks like. Hopefully I don't screw it up. But I'm going to press my action button and crouch. So as the door is opening, I crouch. And these 2 guys are none the wiser. So then what I'm going to do next, we're going to see if we can get a smack off on this guy. Alright, so we still, so we angered his brother. We did anger his brother, but that's okay. So let's, because I don't want to use my saw blade mace to kill this guy. Unless I can get off a sneak attack. So fast biters do swing significantly faster than you know, the toxic abominations and floater bloaters and frenzy giants. Uh-oh. Alright. Yeah, I figured. I was like, he's getting pretty close. I don't know. Alright. A lot of times there's some decent loot in here. So, the Sith, I'm sorry I forgot the name of it for you. From the farm, sometimes they work too. I've never actually used a Sith. Or a scythe. A scythe, I believe is what it's called. Alright, so we're moving along. Let's come down here. Turn this gas off. Alright. So there is a turret here. If you don't have the means to deal with this turret, I recommend that you just try to ignore it as much as you can. To do that, we want to hug this corner when we come around. Once you aggro a turret, its range on you increases. So yeah, so be careful of that. So we're just hugging this wall. We're gonna come up here. We're gonna get off a sneak attack with this, and then we're going to run away. So these guys are gonna hit you probably twice. So there's 2 hits there. Oh, 3 times. They rarely get me 3 times. So we're just gonna bring these guys up here and wall trick as best we can. So luckily the toxic abomination, whoops. The toxic abomination is far enough away to where he can't hit us while we were wall tricking the other 2. So I'm going to back up because I want this guy to be a little closer to the door. He's not falling for my tricks though. Come on, baby, you can do it. Oh wow, he really is just standing there for a while. He tricked me. He said, I'm not falling for your trick. So if something like that happens, you can just run around. Don't run out around too far away because then he'll turn around. he will take the shortest path to get to you so he can try to smack you in the face. But now we got this guy where we want him. Alright. And let's not forget about this this turret when we come around down here. So we're just going to keep hugging the wall. Alright. We're going to crouch. And now we got these two toxic spitters up here. So if I have a big swinger, and I do, I can just come up, smack that guy in the back of his head, and then his friend is none the wiser. So then I can one-shot this guy if I want to. I'm going to actually use my crowbar, because he's only going to get one hit off on me. Alright. So this room here, would recommend skipping unless you have a task where you need to clear all of the floors. Because there's 2 floater bloaters in here, and you don't really get a lot from it. So, alright, so I'm going to open the door, and then, oh boy. Well, they didn't like that, so let me run around. A lot of times, you will just be able to, a lot of times you'll just be able to get them to wall trick immediately as soon as you open the door. If you don't, then you're gonna have to do something like what I just did there. So that's your emergency fallout plan there. New tasks and events, nice. We will definitely be checking those out. So I rarely get anything good out of this thing here. Yeah. I guess by rarely, I mean never. Alright, so this door here, another trick that you can do. Let's equip these. Actually, no. We'll equip these guys. We won't bust out the first aid kits because you shouldn't need them. Empty every time? Yeah. It's empty or normally bad stuff. That's why I recommend not opening that door. Alright, so we got 2 fast biters in this room. So if we do the open and crouch, we can do sneak attacks on them. So let's try it again. Hopefully I don't mess it up. The timing has to be almost absolutely perfect. So we're going to do an open and crouch. And we got it. Alright. So if we do a sneak attack with a long-range weapon, we can murder this guy, and he is none the wiser. Then I can come up here, get off a sneak attack on his brother, and let's start opening some stuff. Okay. Alright, so as soon as those guys are done spitting out, I'm going to come up here, run straight up to this terminal, and we're going to open this up. So now, if we need to run out and get to the elevator, this door is now open. So now what are we going to do? So let's heal up just a little bit. We're going to open this door and wall trick this frenzied giant here. So let's back up some. Oh, that was almost a bad place to be standing. Alright. So this big boy. Yeah, I'm trying to be, you know, a little exciting. Because I know for a lot of people in the stream right now, like, you've seen Alpha Bunker so many times. But I feel like every time I do it, people are always asking questions and things. So I was like, you know what? If I just do an in-depth walkthrough on all the floors. So we are going to do all the floors. I'll chop them up into different videos. Yeah, I feel like people would, you know, get something out of it, and I don't have to do an in-depth walkthrough every time when somebody has a question. I can just say, hey, go check out my YouTube video. Alright. Feeling a little parched here. Like that. Alright. This room, let's get off a sneak attack. And then run away like cowards. And then we can wall trick right here. And these guys are already winning the gold medal in synchronized wall punching. It's a beautiful thing. You love to see it. Look at them. Look at them go. Rights and lefts in perfect harmony. Whoop. I might want to move this guy closer. Actually, it looks like we're doing okay. And this is the guy we got the sneak attack off on. Alright. Sweet. So, in here, if you have any weapons that you want to mod, if you have mods, you probably, since this is a guide for beginners, you probably won't have any. But this bench will be available. You actually can come in here if you stand about here. Yeah, if you stand here, you can get to the weapon mods bench without aggroing these guys. Can you double hit with crowbar? Possibly. I haven't tried. Possibly though. Alright, so we're just going to come down here, aggro this guy. So we can just aggro him without getting the rest of his family involved. Handle this like men one-on-one, except we are the smarter man because we don't punch walls. And we're not a toxic abomination. Alright, so let's try a double hit here and see if we time it right. Okay, so maybe you can. I don't know if you can get off the double hit and then tuck behind the wall, but for the absolute last hit, or the last two hits, you can do it there. Alright. So, we're going to do another sneak attack. This will work with a skull crusher or a saw blade mace. We can come up here and smack that guy in the top of his head. And now he is no longer going to bother us. Then, pretty much however you want to aggro these guys, I'm just going to run down and they're going to get upset with me. So I'm going to start smacking them. I'm going to activate my healing ability because they're going to be smacking me a lot. And I just kind of want to not have a lot of damage on me when this guy comes. So let's heal up just in case you make a mistake, because we make mistakes pretty often. God, I kind of want this guy a little closer. That might be too close. Okay, here we go. I won the battle royal. Alright, let me, when I'm done wall triggering this guy, I'm going to start another battle royal. So if you want to be in the battle royal and you're sub to the channel, say something now so your avatar will take place. Because right now it's just going to be myself, Jeremy, Nurwan, and my bot. Whoop! See what happens when I stop paying attention. Alright. Nurwan's there. Nurwan, you were already in, so you're okay. Alright, Mood's joining. Acid Razor's joining. Alright. Last chance. Alright, there goes the battle. So there's sometimes some pretty good stuff in these. I've opened these and there's been nothing. I've opened them and there's been good stuff. So, like, you know, that's not bad stuff. I always like heavy cloth. No, the crates are going to be at the very end. We'll do it at the very end. Jimmy is here. What's up? I don't particularly want that or that. Or this. Okay. Alright, these are the last 2 rooms for floor 2. Congrats, Nightmare. Did I win again? Alright. One more battle. And if you guys can't take me out, then that's on you. Alright. So here's what we're gonna do. I can't help it. My avatar's too good. Alright. So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to, again, only with the saw blade mace is this recommended. Do a sneak attack. I want this guy to come as far down as possible, so he's safely behind the wall. Safely behind the wall. Alright, so that should be good. Alright, cool. Let's get our backup swinger ready to go. So this can be a very tricky wall to wall trick on, especially because if he gets around the wall enough to where he can hit you once, he will more than likely be able to hit you twice. So you want to make sure you have bandages. If you have first aid kits, you want to have those ready to rumble. Rob1, thank you so much for the follow. I do appreciate your support, and welcome to the family, my friend. Zarky, finally in America. Zarky, whereabouts are you now? I don't remember where. You probably told me. Alright, so the next thing we're doing, we're going to approach this door from as far south as we can. So once we see it light up, we can hit our action button. Then we're going to crouch, pull out our big swinger. Another thing you can do if you have like a bow. Ah, crap, I messed it up. I was going to say if you have a bow, you can shoot that guy through the wall and kill him that way. But yeah, so we can get a sneak attack off on that guy if we don't mess up like we just did. Connecticut. Oh, cool. Alright, so let's get this guy where we want him to be. So this is just going to be a typical wall trick here. But you can, if you don't mess up like I just did. Can't believe I did that. You can get a sneak attack off on this guy. Again, only using a saw blade mace. Do. Yes, Jose. Indeed. Alright. And there's typically some decent loot in these two lockers here. You're good, Jose. You're good. So I don't particularly want the flashlight. I'm not going to be recycling it anytime soon. Alright, so I don't want you, or you. Alright. Alright. Last mob that we need to take care of on this floor is going to be this frenzied giant here. So we're going to do the open and crouch. If you're not good at the open and crouch, this is not a good place to practice, because if you mess this up, he will turn around and smack you in the face. Alright, so here we go. Open and crouch. Again, we got it. So let's just go ahead and give this guy a Hadouken to the back of the head. Woo! And then he still hit us. Alright, so we're back healed up. One thing to keep in mind when you're wall tricking here is that you're technically standing on... So like this stuff up here makes you walk slower. So when you're on this stuff, you gotta make sure that you have plenty of time to run and do things like that. It's technically affecting you over here as well. So you gotta make sure, or you just have to keep that in mind. So if it's gonna mess with your timing or something like that. Thank you, Gator fan. Whoop. Yeah! I went for the double hit, and I got lucky. Alright, so that is everything that you need to know for the second floor. So, we will see you up on the third floor.